Hello, and welcome to a special Nintendo Fun Club video episode thing. I'm Ryan, and joining me is Lindsay.
Hi.
And we are going to talk about something we attended on Thursday of last week,
A week ago Thursday.
a week ago Thursday, which was the Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions orchestra concert. We attended it here in Denver, Colorado, and we just wanted to kind of record a video talking a little bit about it and showing some of the swag we got there as well.
Was it a tour or was it just our symphony?
That's a good question. Usually I know with like the Zelda and like the Final Fantasy Distance Worlds, that's usually like, I mean, it's not like a punk rock tour. It's like it's usually like 8 cities spread out over like 2 months or something with those type of things. This one I'm not actually sure, but we bought our tickets for this like last summer.
At the Zelda one.
Yeah.
After the Zelda one.
Yeah, and so this has been a long time coming, but we finally got to go, and it was pretty cool. So here's the ticket. Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions, and here we have our
Colorado Symphony Guide.
yes, and in it we have that way. It's everything's opposite. We have the
playlist.
set list.
List.
So, and we can talk a little bit about that. But overall, like, what were your sort of impressions? Like, this is not your first video game symphony.
No, it's like my 5th.
Yeah. Yeah.
With like 2 Distant Worlds, a Zelda, and Video Games Live.
Yeah.
I feel so the guys who arranged it came out beforehand and talked, and the director came out and talked too. It seems like it was created by people that really love Pokemon. I like that they did what Distant Worlds kind of does and integrate the game video throughout the presentation, and they went in order, which I'm sure you liked.
Yeah, they did go sequentially through the games, and they kind of previewed what, I mean, obviously we had the set list in the guide, but they they sort of previewed in the opening, like, these are the games that the songs are going to be coming from, and it started with like the red and blue songs, and then went on to gold and silver and so on, which was cool.
Black X and Y.
X and Y, yeah. There was no
Sun and Moon.
Yeah, or Oris, but I guess they hit Ruby and Sapphire when they did the original Game Boy Advance games. But yeah, no Sun and Moon in it, but everything in between. So yeah, I thought it was really cool. They started with the like opening theme, and then the Pallet Town arrangement I really liked, and that was just a great kickoff to the show.
Yeah. Our symphony here in Denver is really good, though.
They are. They are, definitely. I don't know how this stuff works, like how much like preparation there is, like how they practice and everything. Really no idea how symphonies work, but they it seemed like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
By the time we watched it.
Yeah, and this is not because we saw the Zelda with the Colorado Symphony too, and that was also like top notch.
Yeah.
So I think that it's like seeing a band where people can really play their instruments. Like that plays a lot into it too, like having an orchestra that really is solid.
Yeah. I mean, overall, like, especially compared to, like, the Zelda concert, like, this one was definitely more on the fun side.
Yeah.
I think, like, it, it represented its source material really well.
Yeah.
Like,
it felt more like a Distant Worlds than the Zelda Symphony.
Yeah.
Because Distant Worlds has that fun in it too, like with the Chocobo song and everyone going, ha.
Yeah, like there were parts where audience participation was encouraged, like to cheer for your
favorite starter.
Yeah, and that was pretty cool, like to give give the audience a chance to do that. There's like I remember going to like early Distant Worlds concerts, and I mean this is like mid 2000s when this whole thing was kind of starting here in America, and I remember I think the audiences just didn't know how to react to this because it was so new, but I've still like heard horror stories from different video game concerts where people are screaming and shouting stuff out during pieces when it's really not appropriate at all.
No.
But I think we've been super fortunate here in Denver because the crowds are pretty smart and respectful overall for these kinds of shows. And I mean for all live music we see here.
For the most part,
Yeah, so that's cool. And I don't know. I mean, it was, it's a little hard for me with Pokemon because it doesn't have, like, I love Pokemon music. I recognize Pokemon music, but it doesn't quite have the emotional resonance for me that, like, Final Fantasy and Zelda music do.
They're different kinds of games.
Yeah.
And, like, because Pokemon is so... I mean, I was gonna say it's less story-driven, but it's less, like... I don't know. Like, the story is only a small part of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's more about meeting and befriending Pokemon.
Yeah. And
than the story. And then, whereas Final Fantasy, it's more about, like, the big story. So you do get emotionally involved to those characters.
Right.
I mean, I only get emotionally attached to my Pokemon.
Yeah. I think music plays a different role in the Pokemon games as it does the Zelda games as well. But yeah, I mean, it was just really pleasant. They did a really nice job with the video, the accompanying video for everything. They had the right video sections for each, like, for the right moments of the songs. Kind of. It wasn't just like, oh, we're just gonna show you like
random gameplay.
Yeah. It was like, it was really intentional.
They picked the good NPCs to show.
Yeah, I love how they had the
I Love Shorts guy.
Yeah, and when they were showing
they're comfy and fun to wear.
Yeah, red and blue, like it was I don't even remember. I don't know if that was the Pallet Town or like one of the other ones from Red and Blue, but they had the Shorts kid in there at like a particularly jaunty part, and it was very appropriate. I liked it. So, yeah, I mean, overall, it was really fun, really cool.
I hope they keep doing stuff like this, because I'd go see a bunch. Like.
Yeah, absolutely. So I do want to show some things that we bought. Two things in particular. They had
only bought two things.
Special posters, and I don't know how this is going to.
Do you want me to like stand up in back of you?
No, I think we can just hold it. We'll just each hold this side. But we have
Conductor Pikachu.
Yeah, and it's got the Symphonic Evolutions at the bottom there.
But look, it's cute and chubby.
Yeah. So we definitely want to get a frame for this. And the posters were actually really nicely priced. It was two for 30. Yeah. So that was great. I think we'll unfurl this. You gonna grab the bottom? Yeah. So here we got Pikachu and the starter Pokemon playing their instruments.
It's super appropriate that Charmander is playing a flute because that's what I played in high school band.
Oh, okay.
And Charmander's my starter.
Yeah, well, and Squirtle is playing a horn here, and he's my starter, and I love ska, so it's also really appropriate. So, yeah, I mean, overall, it was, a super, super awesome experience. I would highly recommend if you're a fan of Pokemon and
music.
Live orchestrated music, definitely check it out if it comes around your parts, your neck of the woods.
I mean, I would even say, because you're not a huge fan of symphony and theater stuff, not me.
I like symphony. I'm not super huge into theater.
But you wouldn't just go see the symphony.
I wouldn't just go see the symphony.
So even if you just like Pokemon, this is a good excuse to go to the symphony. It's
That's
how
true.
I get him to go because I like the symphony.
Yeah.
And later, but
yeah.
So Pokemon on Ice.
I would totally see that.
That would be awesome.
Amazing. All right, a Snorlax wearing ice skates. All right. Well, yeah, that about wraps it up. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you next time. Goodbye.